Fox News. Back to you.
All right, 33 years ago. Thanks very much, Robert. Let's go over to the couch now, and Brian.
All right, as we've been telling you all here on Fox and Friends, the National Security Agency, better known as the NSA, is in the process of building a massive $2 billion data center over in Utah. Some say the center is just another government building, but to others, it appears the data center is actually a spy center ready to intrude on U.S. citizens. So, what should we believe? James Bamford is here with us. He's the author of The Shadow Factory and the ultra-secret NSA, From 9/11 to the Eavesdropping of America. And Stephanie Hessler is here, is an adjunct professor at the Manhattan Institute and a former constitutional lawyer for the Senate Judiciary Committee. Welcome to both of you. James, you have a problem with this?
Well, I have a problem with the secrecy that's involved in it. I don't really have a problem with NSA. I've written 3 books on it. One book, they had a book signing for me at NSA. What I have a problem with is building a data center that's 1 million square feet that we don't really know what's going in it. And this is an agency that just spent years illegally spying on Americans.
You think were you doing things in violation of the Constitution, Stephanie?
I don't think they were doing things in violation of the Constitution. In this conflict, it's very important to gather intelligence, but we have to strike the right balance between keeping our security safe and keeping our privacy rights. And
the ability of this NSA, the cutting-edge technology that allows them potentially to go in, look into every American's home, does that bother you?
Well, under the FISA law specifically protects U.S. citizens. It requires a warrant to target U.S. citizens, and it's really based on trying to get foreign terrorists overseas. And I think that as long as the government is complying with FISA, we don't really have to worry about a Fourth Amendment violation.
Is there any evidence the government is not complying with FISA?
Well, one of the people I interviewed was Bill Benny. He was one of the senior officials at NSA. He was the person who actually designed the entire eavesdropping operation around the world, including automating that whole system. And he left because he didn't like the way the NSA was eavesdropping on American citizens. And he told me right near NSA that we're this close from a turnkey totalitarian society. He's the guy who designed the system, and he was there for almost 40 years.
And guess what happens, though, if there is another attack like 9/11 and there's a bunch of terrorists complying with each other, conspiring with each other to kill Americans? If we had the potential to eavesdrop and penetrate, and we didn't do that because we were concerned about the Constitution, where's the blame go?
Right. Well, exactly. And that's why it's trying to strike the right balance. And we have to realize that we have not had another attack since September 11th. And this is an amazing accomplishment because our intelligence agents have really done a terrific job at protecting us. They're out there every day trying to protect our national security and protect our safety.
Does it concern you at all that potentially you could sell some of the data that they get from everyday Americans to learn about, from whether it's for a consumer something or to get background on somebody, if they're spying on Americans in order to keep Americans safe? Would that bother you?
Well, if they were doing it without a warrant, that would clearly violate the Constitution. If they're doing it with a warrant, that is in compliance with the Constitution. And
James, the FISA law was written in the 70s, right?
78.
78. So can something written in 1978 really work now?
Well, certainly it can work now. It does work now. They still have the FISA law. What they did was just do the amendments on it. The problem with it was the Bush administration bypassed the FISA law. It violated the FISA law. And that's why they had to grant immunity to the telecom companies that cooperated. They wouldn't grant immunity if they didn't do anything wrong.
All right. Listen, it's a debate that we're going to have to continue to have because we don't know everything that's going to be inside there. James Bamford, author of The Shadow Factory, and Stephanie Hessler, thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
All right, coming up straight ahead. Ever tried to read 60,000 pages? Well, that's how big our tax code is. No wonder we're all confused. We're going to fix it in 4 easy steps next. Then.